Good to go.
I'm ready.
A new scientific study shows that kissing helps prevent cancer. Now, is this true? Probably not, but that's just an example of how we get bombarded by new studies that show that this equals this or that helps this. But we need to be careful about that sort of thing and try and detect whether that is accurate information that is reliable or resourceful so that we do not spread lies or misinformation to other people. I had the opportunity of participating in an organization that helped minimize this sort of thing in the scientific community, and that was a junior academic science and humanities symposium. I operated at the district level as a judge at the Little Rock Central High School. Today I'm here to tell you about my service learning experience there. I will start off with telling you about my experience as a judge at Little Rock, and then I will go on to tell you two communication concepts and a communication principle that show itself in that experience. And then I will go on to tell you another communication concept that I can use to improve my communication, as well as an ethical implication that we can use to improve our community that shows in the organization. All right, on to my experience. Did anyone graduate from Little Rock Central High School here? Or go to a high school that participated in the Junior Science Symposium? Well, from experience, I've learned that it is a very good program that has taught me a lot about doing research. And their goals according to the Junior Science and Humanities Symposium website is to promote ethical research in young adults in the high school level, to reward them for their efforts, as well as ensuring that they're doing it in an accurate, ethical manner, conducting research in an accurate and ethical manner. So my time at the Junior High Science Symposium at the district level was to judge participants for first, second, third place. Winners are the people that place in the first, second, third place in their category who move on to the regional level past the district, and then from regional on to nationals if they progress. As judges, we are responsible for giving ethical feedback to them, as well as placing them in their categories. I participated in judging 7 different categories along with 8 different judges, totaling about 20 to 25 participants, which is really tough to do if you're like, I really want this contestant to move forward, and they're all, these people need to move forward. So it was quite an enjoyable experience, and if you get the chance, you can actually volunteer to do that as you are college scholarly informed, but you will also be participating in instructors and graduates and further people that can also give you heads up and help you network. Moving on to the two communication concepts and a communication principle that are relevant to my experience there, which I think if we can also apply these concepts to our normal daily communication, if we pay attention. The first communication concept is critical listening. And according to Abigail, Lane, and Gooch, 2014, critical listening is any activity that involves analyzing and evaluating messages. As judges, we were the people set apart objectively to analyze and evaluate our participants' presentations, their speech, their slides, and how they presented. We were there to ensure that the information was accurate, that they understood what they were presenting, and then at the end of their presentation to ask, question them, to ensure that they really understood what they were there to understand. One specific example of this was a mathematician, or a rising mathematician, who was doing water bottle optimization. I asked him a question, which was just to reiterate some information that he gave us in the presentation, just to make sure that he really understood what was going on, which was if you think the radius is equal to the height, how is that related? Height 2 times the radius for the area over circumference. Another concept is social exchange theory, which is commonly used in everyday communication. But for judges, we have to fight for who we want and what place. And that takes a lot of cost because we're constantly going back and forth, keeping up that fight to try and get that perceived reward of getting them in that place. A social exchange theory definition of such, according to Abigail, Land, and Gooch, 2014, is the perceived cost and reward that dictates whether we maintain, develop, or terminate our relationships. So the judges, we were constantly going back and forth, maintaining our argument, developing it, and if we thought that we just couldn't get our point through, then we'd go ahead and terminate, die down, let their point rise. But we wanted it, so we kept fighting. And in fact, that even kept up for just one category, 30 minutes. We loved what we were doing. One communication principle is communication is both verbal and nonverbal. And according to the UA Law Survival Guide 2014, all behaviors have symbolic potential. This is both verbal and nonverbal. Just as I'm doing now and you're interpreting for me, I did to them and interpreted their nonverbal communication and their verbal communication. We analyzed that and then we judged upon it as such, just as our instructor is doing to us. A helpful communication concept that we can use to improve our communication is concrete wording. As judges, we had to use concrete wording to give ethical feedback to our participants. We couldn't just say, your introduction slide needs work, or that slide had too many words. We needed to really be specific about what we were trying to do so that we could help them progress, or we could let them know how they could progress in the future if they didn't make the cut. A important ethical implication that can help our community, that this organization personifies, is trustworthiness. Trustworthiness, according to the UA Law Survival Guide 2014, is the derived accuracy of our ideas and shared information that others can use to make their decisions. And this helps to ensure that trust is maintained in a healthy community. That is shown through the Junior Science Symposium by making sure that the rising group of scientists are accurate and they conduct the research in an ethical manner that both acts upon people and the environment. Now in conclusion, I've told you about my service experience at the Junior Science Symposium. I've identified two communication concepts and a communication principle that is relevant to my experience, as well as a communication concept that improves upon my communication there, and how an ethical implication personifies the group's ideals. So, does kissing help prevent cancer? Well, we don't know. We'd have to do research, and then we'd have to check that research before we even believe it or share that. Thank you.